What's up, boys? Let's take a look at some more NBA player props today over on prizepicks. We are coming off of a sweep yesterday, so I'm really excited about today, and I'm hoping to sweep the board yet again today. This view applies to prizepicks, but also other player prop websites out there, and also sports books out there. So let's go ahead and hop in and talk about these NBA player props. So we actually swept the last video that I posted, which was 2 days ago, and yesterday I swept NBA and also college basketball over on the Patreon. I'll talk more about that in a second, but in these videos, I'm in a 15-6 run. So 15-6 run for the NBA. Pretty happy with how this has been going in these videos, so let's go ahead though and keep it going. If you're not already on prizepicks though, I recommend joining for a couple of different reasons. Just download their app off the App Store. Look up prizepicks on the App Store, download the app, or use a link down in my description below, and then when it asks you for a deposit match code, use my code DOMG. That will get you a 100% deposit match up to $100 when you first sign up. So again, use my code DOMG when you do sign up. It's available in most states and most of Canada, 18 years and older. But let's go ahead though and talk about Patreon real quick. Like I said, I swept the NBA and college basketball board yesterday. There's a couple different tiers over on the Patreon now. I actually have 4 now. So I have the NFL, the NBA, and college basketball, and all sports. All sports includes NFL, college basketball, and the NBA. And there is a 4th tier as well, which is actually the most popular now, which most people are in if you are interested in seeing that. So there's really a tier for everyone, a bunch of different pricing options as well if you do want to join that. So I have over 600 members now on the Patreon, which is seriously insane. Genuinely, I do appreciate you guys. Over 600 members in there. By the way, this Patreon with all my plays, it contains all my plays for the night. So this includes full breakdowns, full write-ups, and every single one of the props that I post are ranked by confidence level. So pretty much it's for everyone, man. So there's going to be write-ups included if you want to see my write-ups and why I like these props. There's going to be rankings if you guys want to see my rankings and things like that. So there's just really everything in there. And again, we swept the board yesterday, so I'm hoping to do that yet again today. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and hop in and talk about these player props for today. So it's a Sunday. Yesterday was a pretty crappy slate too, and we actually did pretty good with it. So pretty happy with how yesterday went. But let's dive in here. Final thing, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe. I seriously would appreciate it. Have those post notifications turned on so you do not miss future videos. Let's hop in though to our very first player prop. And you guys are actually staring at it right now. Hope you guys have those notifications on, especially when we have these early games at 3 o'clock today, because I like Tyrese Maxey over 22.5 points. Now stay for the breakdown and listen to why I like this prop, and make sure you tail your own risk and look at these a little bit more on your own. Listen to my breakdown and see if it's something that you like, or maybe you don't like it. Let's hop in though and talk about Tyrese Maxey here against the Detroit Pistons. So this game does have a tiny bit of blowout potential, I guess you could say. 5.5 point spread. I'm not worried about a blowout though. If you can take his first half on prizepicks for points if you do want, but I like him here without Joel Embiid. There's no Embiid and there's no PJ Tucker in this one. Not that Tucker would really impact Maxey's points too much, considering he scores maybe 4 points a game, Max Tucker does, but Embiid is obviously a huge one, and he's actually done very, very well this season without Embiid. He's actually gone over this in every game but one this season. He's hit this in 5 out of 6 games without Embiid so far this season, with his one miss being against the Pacers with 17 points right there. Every one of these games though this season, he's had 34 plus minutes, including 37 last game against the Chicago Bulls. He shot pretty average in that game as well, 53%. He did go under against the Pacers, which I think he could have gone over if he shot pretty much 53%. There's a chance that he could have if he had a couple 3-pointers. But anyways, he is facing Detroit today, and actually last season he played Detroit without Joel Embiid, and he dropped 25 points on them in only 23 minutes. He played only 23 minutes in that game and dropped 25 points. So hopefully we can, maybe 37 minutes, 37 points today from Tyrese Maxey. That's what I'd be liking a little bit right there. But Tyrese Maxey, he's going to be one of my top plays today. Not my top play though. I'm saving the best for last, but he's a -135 to go over this, by the way, for you sportsbook guys out there. We'll take a look at all that stuff right there for you sportsbooks guys. We'll take a look at the odds and things like that. Odds can help you out on prizepicks as well. I use it kind of as a baseline, but you can see what he's kind of at on the sportsbooks right now. So -125, -120 at 23.5. So he's actually moved up to 23.5 on like FanDuel, but -125 I kind of like on MGM. -125 on MGM, I kind of like that. You can take the 22.5 on DK at -135, but I'm okay with a -114 at 23.5 points for Tyrese Maxey. I like that spot as well for Tyrese Maxey, 23.5 points. So that's pretty much the breakdown right there. We'll take a look at the matchup though, because the matchup is a pretty good thing here as well. So he's going to be starting at shooting guard. More than likely, it's where he's expected to start today. We'll take a look at the shooting guard and see how Detroit has been against a shooting guard this season. It's not great. They're allowing the 3rd most points per game to the shooting guard this season, and in the last 7 games, they've allowed the most, allowing 30.83 points per game so far in the last 7 games to the shooting guard. So they've been a really, really good matchup for the shooting guard, really. However, he went under against the Pacers just like 2 games ago. and they actually rank second when it comes to the shooting guard, allowing a lot of points to them. So that's something to kind of take into account, I guess. But otherwise, he's gone over in tougher matchups before. So I like the spot here against the Pistons. Again, they're giving up the most points to the shooting guard in the last 7 games, allowing 30.83. And I think Maxey can get this one done in this game right here. So that's my first player prop right there. Let's dive into player prop number 2. And this one is a PrizePicks exclusive. However, if you are on a sportsbook, I have an alternative for you. So we're going to go ahead and hop in, though. This is the NBA first half tap. Another reason to join PrizePicks, in my opinion. I love this NBA first half category. Sometimes they're hit and miss, but I feel like most of the time they hit for me. But the NBA first half tab, it gives you a lot of edge because there's no sports books that really offer it that I've seen out there. There's no NBA first half. There's no other player prop ups that I've seen really that's offered NBA first half. Maybe I'm wrong. And they have points, PRA, and fantasy score. So there's a bunch of different options. And I found a lot of edge when it comes to this. But we're going to go ahead and go with the first half PRA. And again, if you are in a sports book, I like this player's points as well. But Kevin Durant over 19.5 first half PRA against the Miami Heat. So I do like his full game points as a lean for me. It's not an official play or anything like that for me. I like his full game points as a lean if you are in a sports book. Before we dive and take a look at the Kevin Durant, I'm not going to leave those sports book guys hanging out there. I'm going to go ahead and show them the odds right here for Kevin Durant. So let's take a look at his points, see where he's at on the books and all that. So 28.5 pretty much across the board, minus 105, minus 104. So that's not a terrible spot, I don't think. The odds are a little bit steep right there. You're playing against the books right there at minus 104, but I think he can go over his 28.5 points. But I prefer his PRA a lot when it comes to the first half at least. So I'm not a big fan of the full game PRA, but I like his first half PRA. And there's a couple different reasons for this. Let me dive in and explain why. So he's actually been over this in 16 of his last 21 games. So 16 of his last 21. He's only missed this 5 times in his last 21 games. He's been over this in 7 out of his last 10, with his only 2 misses being against Charlotte and against Milwaukee, and both of those being 19. He actually did miss against the Pistons as well right there. So he's missed 3 times in his last 10 games right there, but 2 of those misses were on the hook. He missed by 0.5. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around, but that was in a tougher matchup against Milwaukee. Charlotte, I don't really know what happened there. He probably should have gone over right there and had 20 PRA in that one. But otherwise, he's had like 34 against the Bulls before. He's had 22 against the Pelicans. He's been really great so far this season, especially in the last 21 games, over in 16 of his last 21. I think he's in a pretty good spot here. His first half PRA here against the Miami Heat today. So the Heat shouldn't be a super tough matchup or anything like that. They are fully healthy. The Nets are fully healthy in this one. It's a 3.5 point spread, 223 over under. Nothing crazy right there. Nothing really that's great or anything like that right there. But anyways, the small forward here, let's see how they've really been against the Miami Heat. We're going to go by fantasy score. It's not PRA, of course, but it just kind of gives us a better look at looking at the PRA rather than just diving into points, rebounds, and assists independently. But they're on 22.68 points per game, 8.13 rebounds per game, and 4.63 assists per game to the small forward. They're a really, really good matchup when it comes to assists. They're allowing the most assists per game so far this season to the small forward. So maybe he gets a lot of assists in there. But let's dive in and take a look at the last 7 games right here. You can see Miami Heat. They're still a pretty solid matchup, allowing 20.51 points per game, which is kind of, they've been a little bit better against the small forward when it comes to points in the last 7 games. But KD is not normal. He's not a normal small forward, I'd say, but 3.87 assists per game and 9.61 rebounds per game, which actually ranks right at the top at 4th in rebounds per game allowed in the last 7 games. So it seems to be a pretty good matchup here for KD. It's nothing crazy. It's not a super great matchup like it is for Tyrese Maxey, but I do think Kevin Durant will go over his 19.5 first half PRA. So that's my opinion. That's what I'm liking for today. Kevin Durant is my favorite of the 2. Kevin Durant over 19.5 first half PRA is going to be my favorite of the 2. And then I like Maxey in my number 2 spot at over 22.5 points. More player props will be available over on the Patreon. Again, I swept NBA and college basketball yesterday. The link is down in my description below. 15-6 run in these YouTube videos. So seriously, I do appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys come back and take a look at what I'm running with tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the very next video. Best of luck tonight. Tailor to risk, all that different stuff. Patreon link down in my description below. PrizePicks link down in my description below. And also the subscribe button's down there as well. So make sure you subscribe. Have those post notifications on. Best of luck tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.